Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of TechNet. Now, I was planning on doing a Raging Glory short review today since my buddy Eric's got a lot on his plate right now when it comes to school and work and things like that. But unfortunately, the app I was going to do a review on is their servers are currently down, as expected, because when you want to get something done in a day, well, that just doesn't happen. It's not a reality these days. So anyway, instead, I decided, well, it just so happens that yesterday, the new macOS Sierra beta came out, as well as the iOS 10 beta. So I downloaded both of those on my two Apple devices, and I made a couple of videos. So let's take a look. Alright, so basically the only new addition in macOS Sierra, so version 10.12 beta, there's not a whole lot new here. I mean, the only thing I've noticed that's new is just Siri right now, because again, this is an early release, and it's already gone through development, so it's fairly stable. And I did open Safari and the other apps, and I really haven't seen anything. So I've been playing around with Siri. She's not that great. I tried to get her to open one of my last documents, but she wouldn't do that. I'm going to try to do it again, and we'll see if it'll work. So here we go. Open my first exam essay.
App called First Exam Essay. You could try searching the App Store.
Yeah, what's another thing? Her voice is still kind of choppy. Not sure why that is. Probably because it's an early release. She doesn't understand the word open. I've tried go to. I mean, I've tried various different things, but let me try again. Go to my first exam essay.
Looking for first.
Okay. And she thought it was a song. So, again, it's early stages, so you can get her to play music, though. Obstacles. Alright, and I'm back. For whatever reason, when I paused the song, it crashed the screen recorder. Alright, so the play thing does work. Siri, can I ask?
Yes, James.
Oh my God. What can I ask you?
There are a few things you can ask me to do.
Alright. So, I haven't played around with all of these, but I imagine some of them work and some of them don't. So let's try asking her about the weather. What's the weather today?
Tell me where you are.
I'm gonna go hide in my closet now. Siri, what's the weather?
Yes,
Oh my
James.
God. Siri, what's the weather today?
Here's the forecast for today.
Okay, so that is working, and this does seem to match the theme I'm noticing on the iOS 10 public beta, which I will show you in 1 second. I'm just going to play around with a couple more things that Siri can do. What time is it in California?
The time in Sacramento, California is 11:34 a.m.
Okay, so there you go. So it kind of only has basic functionality, not quite as advanced as the one on the phone yet. And she doesn't seem to like to find files as of yet. So it still needs some work, but it's definitely headed in the right direction, and I like where it's going right now. I do hope they add the Hey Siri feature, because I don't necessarily like having to click the button up here. It definitely interrupts the workflow. So let's take a look at iOS 10 beta now. Alright, so there's actually a good amount of new features here, but it's really just graphic overhaul stuff. Like messages, they, changed the fonts there a little bit when it comes to the actual little name bubble indicator. That's a glitch there with the home screen not loading. Safari, same as always, hasn't changed. One thing I like is how they added actual windows for stuff now. I know for a while there they were kind of going for like a windowless approach, but now everything has a neat little window. And when someone actually messages you now, on the lock screen, you actually force touch instead. But right now, I think the loading time for that takes way too long, and it's actually more efficient, I think, the other way they had it. So notification menu, they actually have you started notifications now, and you have to slide over for the other stuff, it seems like, at least right now. Still slide down for that. I did notice they actually changed the default navigation app, even though I don't use that anymore. They updated this a little bit with the actual fonts and stuff. So, yeah, say I wanted to go to, I don't know, Dairy Queen in Virginia Beach. That's where I went on vacation, so. You can just see they updated the graphics a little bit. That's really about it. So, we'll cancel that. And other than that, there's not really a whole lot that's different. I mean, again, they updated the music app with the graphics. It really just seems like Apple's more the type to update the graphics than actually improve stuff. I mean, I can't say that. Under the hood improvement is a little bit better when it comes to performance, but the reality of it is it's really just a lot of graphical updates to keep people's interest, which is why I actually joined the beta program, because I get bored of this stuff easily, and then I typically start messing with things I shouldn't. So it looks like they just categorized these up top here now and put a recently added list. That is kind of nice, because before you'd have to go to playlists and then recently added to get to that, so that's a lot nicer. Let's look at the news app. News in your inbox. That I'm not interested in. I get enough emails as it is, so no thanks. Alright. I really don't think it needs to access my location. Alright, so it pretty much looks the same. Again, just a little bit of a graphical overhaul. So that reminds me though, let's take a look at the mail app, which again, I don't use the default mail app. So I would have to set up an account. So I'll be right back. Okay. So I had to use a different account because all my other ones are already registered under the Outlook app, so it kept giving me an error that they were already on. So let's take a look at the new Mail app and see what comes up. I mean, it pretty much looks like the same as always. I mean, I don't know what this button does. Whoa. Yeah, I get a bunch of random junk mail. So I guess that's an unread filter from the looks of it. Yeah, this is pretty much the same. I haven't really changed anything here yet, but I'll keep that account registered for next time. So I don't really use pages or numbers or anything like that, so I don't think there's any really point in taking a look at that. I already showed you guys maps. Okay, the one thing I did notice though is that unfortunately I actually just got a brand new Apple Watch today. Now the problem with it is, now that I'm on iOS 10, and this is a warning to everyone who has the Apple Watch right now and is thinking about going beta. As everyone knows, the last release was watchOS 2.2.1. Well, when I want to change the watch faces, it gives me an error and says I need watchOS 3 because that's the beta, and it thinks I'm a developer now for whatever reason. And I did send in a request through the feedback app. Couldn't think of the name there. So right now I can't even change the watch faces. I mean, some people might be like, okay, whatever, that's not really a big deal, but I really wanted to try out the new watch faces they have on there, especially the one where you can, where it'll tell you the time of day, and the picture will change corresponding to that time of day depending on the area you're in. I mean, I'm not sure if this has changed, but here's the activity app. Pretty sure this is all the same right now. So regrettably, I can't do anything with the watch when it comes to changing faces, but everything else functions as expected. And again, if you want to update to the beta, I always thought with the Apple Seed beta before that it would automatically update to iOS 10. But I was looking online and everyone's like, oh, the beta's out publicly. And I was like, well, why the hell didn't I get it yet? I'm still on 9.3.3 beta. Well, it turns out you actually have to go on the website again and re-register your device so you can download the new iOS 10 profile if you're currently on beta right now and wondering why you haven't gotten it yet. And if you're curious on how to go beta, I did make a video and I'll post the link in the description below on how you can do that. Alright, so this has been another episode of TechNet, and thanks again for watching. Don't forget to hit the old subscribe button at the bottom, and hopefully we finish up with that tie review soon so we can move on to the next one. No spoilers though. Alright, so again, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.